Good morning, all. Now we will discuss the motions involving both translation and rotation. Consider the case of a rolling. I have mentioned what do you mean by rolling. A rolling, it consists of a translation motion and also a rotation motion. When a cycle moves in it, there is a translation motion and a rotation. And also, when a car moves, when we look at its tires, it rotates about axis and its center moves in a translatory path. Here we going to analyze the physical quantities in connection with motion involving both translation and rotation. Okay. First, we discuss about angular momentum. We know that often translation and rotation occurs in the same system. For example, a drum rolling down an inclined plane. It is always possible to describe any motion of a rigid body by a translation of its center of mass plus a rotation around its center of mass. Okay. We can describe any motion of a rigid body by a translation of its center of mass plus rotation around its center of mass. If the rigid body purely rotating, then we can omit the first part. Then the contribution from the first part must be equal to 0. Okay. If it is purely translating, the second part must be equal to 0. Okay. Generally, we can describe any motion of rigid body by a translation of its center of mass plus rotation around its center of mass. By using the center of mass concept, we will find simple expression for both translation and rotation motions. The equation of motions of the system must be very simple when we handling with center of mass. Here we continue to consider only fixed axis rotation, for which the axis of rotation does not change direction. But now we will let the axis itself translate. Let the z axis be the along the axis of rotation. Let the z axis is the axis of rotation, and to find the angular momentum, we start by considering the body to be an aggregation of n particle with masses mj, j is equal to 1 to n, located at rj, it is the positions with respect to the chosen origin in an inertial system. So the angular momentum of the body can be written as, what is the expression for angular momentum? Angular momentum, we know that angular momentum L must be equal to, L is equal to what? L is equal to R cross P. Okay. P is the momentum, or we can write L is equal to R cross MV. And here we consider the body to be an aggregation of n particle. So there is the masses are m1, m2, etc. up to mn, and the corresponding positions are r1 to rn. Then the velocity can be written in terms of position as r1 dot, r2 dot, etc. Okay. So in that case, so using such a denotation, we will express L must be equal to summation I is equal to 1 to n rj, rj cross mj, rj dot. Rj dot is the velocity. Here it is the position rj, and here it is rj dot. It is the velocity. Actually, it is r cross m v. Okay. And we know that here in the figure, look at this position is the center of mass. Okay. And the center of mass, the body, has a position vector. R must be equal to, the position vector can be written as summation mj, summation mj rj divided by capital M. This is the definition of center of mass. Okay. This equation is important in our analysis. I just write here, that is the position vector of the center of mass R must be equal to summation j mj rj divided by m. From that expression, we can return, when we multiplying this quantity here, it must be mr. Then I write summation j mj rj minus mr must be equal to 0. Okay. This is to be important, that to be noted. Okay. Summation j mj rj minus m into r must be equal to 0. It is obtained from the definition of center of mass, where m is the, here what is m? M is the total mass. Okay. Now here we consider, I write the expression here, that is summation J Mj Rj minus Mr is equal to 0. Okay. Now look at the figure. This is a coordinate system. It is labeled by X, Y, Z. And here we are choosing another coordinate system, that is X dash, Y dash, Z dash. And the origin of that coordinate system is at the center of mass. Okay. So I call it as center of mass coordinate. Okay. So in center of mass coordinate, we have to measure the distances from here. So from the center of mass, the distance to the M1 is denoted as R1 dash. Okay, from the center of mass, the distance to M1 is denoted as R1 dash, this distance. And from the actual origin, it is R1. From this one, it is R1 dash. Then there is a connection between these two. Look at the vectors. This is the R vector, center of mass vector, and this is R1 dash, and this is R1. Then we can write a connection. What will be the connection? The R1 must be equal to, here, the R1 must be equal to capital R plus R1 dash. When we look at the second one, second mass, look at here, R2 is equal to capital R plus R2 dash. Then generally we can write Rj is equal to capital R plus Rj dash. Okay. Is it okay? Rj is equal to R plus Rj dash. So using the definition of Rj, Rj is represented with R plus Rj dash. And here we substituting this quantity here in the expression of angular momentum. Then the angular momentum can be written as L is equal to summation J. First is Rj. So we write it is capital R plus Rj dash. Okay. Cross Mj. Next quantity is Rj dot. Okay. Dot means d by dt of Rj. Okay. So d by dt of what is Rj? Capital R plus Rj dash. Okay. Capital R plus Rj dash. So we can write it is equal to R dot plus Rj dash dot. Okay. So here we write Mj into Rj dot plus Rj dash dot. So the expression can be written as I multiplying, cross multiplying these quantities and collecting terms. First, I multiplying this R first with this R cross MJ. Here notice RJ here. Okay, there is only R. It is the center of mass, isn't it? So if it is with J, it must include in the summation. There is no need. We have expressed R is equal to R is the center of mass of the system. Okay. So I multiplying this quantity, that is the first term must be equal to R cross R cross. There is no need of summation to be in front of this quantity. So I write R cross summation J MJ MJ then R dot. So this is the first term. Okay. Then the second term. Second, I multiplying this second term with the first. So I write summation J. I write the MJ first one, MJ RJ dash, then cross with R dot. Next, the third term, summation J in that we can write the third term is the product of this with the here the second one, here this first one and the second one. Then the R can be written, the R dot, the R can be written outside R cross summation this first one and this second one, then R cross summation J MJ RJ dot. Okay, RJ dash dot. Here there is a dash plus the last term is summation J. Here this one and this one. So M J RJ dash cross RJ dot dash. So this is the expression. In that expression, the second term and the second term and the third term will vanish. It must be equal to 0 because we can see that the middle two terms, this term and this term, will be 0. And the first and the last term have some simple physical interpretations. Here we starting with the second term. We have here we have to evaluate this quantity, that is summation j mj rj dash cross r. It is to be evaluated. Okay. In that one, what is rj dash? From the definition of rj dash is equal to, from the definition of center of mass, we know that rj dash is equal to r minus rj dash must be equal to r is equal to rj dash plus r. Okay. So rj dash must be equal to, we have obtained the expression in the previous or from this one. Look at here. Rj must be equal to r plus this quantity. Then here we can write this is equal to rj dash must be equal to rj minus r. So I substitute here summation j mj in place of rj dash. I substitute rj minus r cross r. Okay. Then I multiplying the quantity. Then summation j mj rj minus r into summation mj. What is summation j mj? It must be equal to capital M, that cross r. So this quantity, look at this quantity, we have denoted that summation j mj rj minus m into r. It must be equal to what? It must be equal to 0. So this term must be equal to 0. Okay, from the definition of center of mass. Then the third term. Then the third term is 0 because of, we know that here we have obtained summation j mj summation j mj rj dash. Okay, rj dash cross r is identically 0, so its derivative. Here we do not have to write r cross. This term is 0, so its derivative means mj rj dot. That is the third term. Okay, so its time derivative must be equal to 0. So we can write so the first term and the second term and third term vanishes. So the first term is what? The first term is, we can write it as the first term it is r cross summation mj r dot, that is equal to, here r dot is a constant, summation mj must be equal to capital M, then r cross m r dot, isn't it? Then that is equal to what? What is r dot? Here capital R is the position of the center of mass, then r dot must be the velocity of the center of mass. Then it is r cross m into v. Here v is equal to, here v is the, here v is equal to r dot, that is the velocity of the center of mass with respect to the inertial system. So we can write the equation as the equation can be written as L must be equal to R cross MV plus summation J RJ dash cross MJ RJ dot dash. So the first term of the equation represents the angular momentum due to the center of mass motion. And the second term represents the angular momentum due to the motion around the center of mass. And now here we consider the z component, because of we take it as the axis of rotation is z. So here we taking the z component of the angular momentum Lz must be equal to r cross mv, the component of the component z, plus summation rj dash plus, sorry, summation rj cross summation rj cross mj rj dash and its z component. Okay, this quantity is familiar to you. Okay, when we discussing about the angular momentum, this quantity is encountered. Okay, it must be equal to, here we have written, that is we assuming that the body has an angular velocity omega. Here we consider if the angular speed is omega around its center of mass, and we have taken rho j as the perpendicular distance. Okay, etc. In that case, we have written this quantity in terms of we have taken it, it is in terms of rho j dash, and we also obtain that quantity summation rj dash cross mj rj dash, that is we written as it is equal to I0 omega, where I0 is equal to summation j mj rho j dash square. It is a moment of inertia about the axis. So in that case, using such a definition, we can write Lz is equal to what? Lz must be equal to I0 omega plus the remaining quantities. The first one, that is R cross mv z. So look at here, the angular momentum about a component z. Okay, here we choose the z component. So it is sum of two terms. Okay, so we can say that the angular momentum of the rigid body is the sum of angular momentum of rotation around its center of mass and the angular momentum of the center of mass around the origin. So two contributions, sum of the angular momentum of rotation around center of mass and the angular momentum of the center of mass around the origin. Okay, this is the angular momentum of rotation around its center of mass, and so here we obtain what we obtain. The angular momentum of rigid object is sum of the momentum of rotation around its center of mass and the angular momentum of the center of mass around the origin. Okay. And these two terms often referred to as the spin angular momentum and orbital angular momentum respectively. Okay. Here we can compare it Earth's motion around the sun. We know the two motions, spin motions and orbital motion. So in the case of such a motions, there will be two contributions from the spin motion and the orbital motion. So here the rigid angular momentum of rigid body it comes as sum of two terms, and these two terms is referred to as spin and orbital terms. And it is known to us that is daily rotation of the Earth around its polar axis give rise to Earth spin angular momentum, and the annual revolution around the sun give rise to the orbital angular momentum. Okay. So this is the case of motions involving both translation and rotation. Now, here, now we going to find the torque. Firstly, we obtain the angular momentum. Now, here we evaluate the torque. Here we choose the same situation. The only change is there is a force acting on the system. Let it be F. Okay. So the torque can be written as tau must be equal to summation J Rj cross Fg. Here Fj is the force on a mass element. Okay, here also we substitute. Here also we substitute for Rj in terms of Rj dash, that is summation J. Rj must be equal to what? Rj dash plus capital R. Okay, capital R is the center of mass coordinate cross Fg. Okay, here we expanding it. So here we obtain the first term must be summation J Rj dash cross Fj, and in the second term must be equal to what? Summation J, here summation J R cross Fj, but here as the R cross is R is a constant, R is the center of mass, so we can, it is not in the summation, so we can take it outside. Then summation J Fj must be the total force. That is what will be summation J Fj. Fj is the force on a mass particle. Then the total force must be the sum of these forces. Then it must be equal to summation J Fj. It means it is F1 plus F2 plus F3 up to Fn, isn't it? It must be equal to the total force acting on the system. Okay, so I write here summation J, the first term retaining as this Fj plus this term must be equal to R cross F, capital F here. Okay, so the first term in the equation, it is the torque around the center of mass due to the various external forces, and the second term is the torque on the center of mass due to the total external force. Okay, I repeat, the first term is the torque around the center of mass due to the various external forces. Okay, and the second term is the torque on the center of mass due to the total external force. For fixed axis rotation, this equation can be written as for fixed axis rotation, that is, we take the component of the torque, okay, then tau z must be equal to, we write, there are two terms. First term is summation, the expression of the torque must be tau is equal to Rj dash cross Fj plus R cross F. So the first term, okay, this is the first term. So I take component, then the component of z component of this and z component of this, and here we obtain this quantity. In the previous session, when we evaluating torque, we have obtained this term. It must be the torque, the z component of torque around the center of mass. Okay, so here we write tau 0 plus R cross F z. Here we write tau 0 R cross F z. Here tau 0 is the z component of the torque around the center of mass. Okay. But the connection between the angular momentum and torque, we know that what will be tau z? Tau z must be equal to d by dt of Lz. Okay, and what is Lz? Lz, the expression of Lz have been obtained in the previous case. Okay, what is Lz? Lz is equal to I0 omega plus R cross mv of z, isn't it? So I take this expression as d by dt of, from the definition of this quantity. Here we taking the derivative of this quantity because tau z is equal to d by dt of Lz. So d by dt of Lz is equal to, I0 is a constant. So I0 d omega divided by dt plus d by dt of R cross mv of z. So here we taking this quantity. Here look at here d by dt of R cross mv. Here R is a constant quantity with respect to time and m is a constant quantity with respect to time. Only the changing quantity is v. So we have to write here, it is I0 d omega by dt plus d by dt on to be applied for V. So it is R cross M d by dt of V Z. Then look at here, d omega by dt. d omega by dt is the rate of change of angular velocity. It is the angular acceleration. And here, rate of change of velocity. It can be written as the acceleration. Okay. So in the next line, we write I0. What is d omega by dt? It is the alpha angular acceleration plus r cross m into dv by dt. dv by dt is the acceleration. So I write m a z. So this is, what is ma? It is a force. So I write it I0 alpha plus I0 alpha plus r cross f z. But we know that here we know that d by dt of Lz, or that is equal to tau z, and the tau z is obtained as this quantity. So this is equal to tau z. So we know that from the first expression, I write tau 0 plus r cross f z is equal to what? I0 alpha plus r cross f z. So from this, I write, when we comparing these both terms, r cross f z in the both sides, and the next term is tau 0 must be equal to what? I0 alpha. So according to this equation, the rotation motion around the center of mass depends only on the torque around the center of mass and independent only the translation motion. Okay. That is, the rotation motion around the center of mass depend only on the torque. Okay. And it is not depend on the translational motion. Now we going to evaluate the energy. We know that the kinetic energy, what is the expression for kinetic energy? Kinetic energy, K must be equal to 1 by 2 summation mj bj square. Okay, that is equal to 1 by 2 summation mj and here we write this quantity. Actually Vj is the Rj dot, and we express it in terms of the mass of center of mass, sorry, the velocity of the center of mass and the perpendicular distance. Okay, so here we write in terms of rho j dash dot plus capital V whole square. So it is equal to summation 1 by 2 summation mj rho j dash square plus summation mj rho j dash dot v plus 1 by 2 summation mj v square. So here the rho j dot v, rho j is the perpendicular distance from the axis of rotation and v is the tangential, so it must be perpendicular to each other, then this term must be equal to 0. Then look at here 1 by 2 summation mj rho j square. What is summation mj rho j square? It is this quantity must be equal to, here I make a mistake here, it is dot here, isn't it? Rho j dot summation j mj rho j dot square. Okay, and here we know that rho j dot rho j dot rho j is equal to what? It is a perpendicular distance. Then rho j dot the distance dot, it is the velocity, it is a linear velocity of jth particle. Okay, then we have an expression that linear velocity must be equal to the radius into angular velocity. Okay, so Vj must be equal to rho j omega. Omega is constant for all. Then here actually it is rj dot. Sorry, rho j dot. Rho j dot is equal to, okay, or here if it is rho j dash, here also j dash. Okay, then look at here this term, I expand it here, summation mj rho j dash square omega square. Omega square can be taken outside, then summation mj rho j square must be equal to, it is I0 omega square. Okay, then it is equal to 1 by 2 I0 omega square plus. This term vanishes due to these both are perpendicular to each other. Then 1 by 2. Here V is the velocity of the center of mass is a constant, capital V. So summation mj is capital M, then mv square. So the first term here, 1 by 2 I0 omega square correspond to the kinetic energy of spin angular momentum, and the last term arises from the orbital center of mass motion. Okay. So here we discussed about kinetic energy, torque, and angular momentum in the case of motion involving both translation and rotation. Okay. Now I stop here. We will discuss the angular momentum of rolling wheel and drum rolling on a plane and the rotation work energy theorem of a rigid body in the next session. Okay, thank you.